Well, kia ora koutou katoa and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pure Athletic Sports Stadium. Here, I'm Jason.Chopper, aka Chopper, on opening day, baby. Great to have you along for a Friday night softball here to kick off the season for the North Harbour. And the first cab off the rank, as you can see on the screen, there is the under-17-19 boys. That'll be the first team's first competition that'll get underway here at Pure Athletic Sports Stadium on a Friday night. They have two different competitions on a Friday night, under-15, 17 girls. They play as well, and then the under-17-19 boys competition. We're up to the top of the second innings. And the game on feature tonight is East Coast Bays taking on Hibiscus Coast. Great to have you along for it. They're at the top of the second innings, as we mentioned. No score in the game so far. Let's have a look at the lineups for you for both sides. We start with the fielding side here for Hibiscus Coast. First in the field. Left to right in the outfield, Samuel Cutter and Bailey Galandis, followed by Finley Booth, the right fielder today for Hibiscus Coast. Third base, hot corner, Cameron Lang. At shortstop today is Zane Martin. Doing the second base duties today, Morgan Brown. At first base is Ariki. Well, there are, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies, like I said, interruption here. We're just sorting through a couple of first things. Day one of the season, as you do. So it's starting to get there. We will bring that scoreboard back for you in a second. Just want to run a couple of tests. Make sure we've got a nice connection for us going forward here this evening. Excellent. Well, defensively, let's have a look now for East Coast Bays. They've got a good side here this evening as well. Left to right in the outfield at East Coast Bays, it'll be Kyan Sellers. Centre fielder is Jesse Harris. Right field today, Daniel Kruger. Hot corner third base is Leo. Shortstop today, Jack Baker. Second base is Corbin McKinley. At first base, Elliot Wright. Behind the dish doing the catching is Finn Ridley. And a nice strikeout there by Crew here in the bottom of the second innings. No score in it so far. We mentioned the catcher was Finn Ridley. Rock Crew on the hill here for East Coast Bays. Apologies if we're getting a little bit of buffering there. Of course, it's going to happen sometimes. And if you're in the YouTube channel, that's going to be the best place to watch it tonight, I think. And we'll have to reload later. We're in the bottom of the second innings now. No score in the game so far. Let's have a look offensively for the HBC Ravens. Morgan Brown, Bailey Galandis for hitting 1 and 2 today. Samuel Cutter will be hitting the 3 spots. Noah Stevens, Togo and Presley Martin will be hitting 4 and 5 today for HBC. Finley Booth, Zane Martin will be hitting 6 and 7. Hitting 8 today, Cameron Lang, third baseman, and the first baseman, Ariki Roxborough, rounds out their batting order. Finley Booth just goes down on strike, so 2 away here now in the bottom of the second innings. As we see that one come down Main Street. Rock Crew been coming up through the ranks here in North Harbour for a while. Zane Martin now, shortstop for Hibiscus Coast.
Two cuts in, yeah.
Just missing up top here from Crew. 2-1 now the count. HBC done some really good things with their club over the last few years. New uniforms. Been a rebuilding stage. It's been fantastic to see, to be honest with you. Really, really happy for them for that. Same with East Coast Bays. Really dug down deep over the last couple of years since they rebranded their club. As we see Crew just pick up another strikeout here, that'll retire them in order in the bottom of the second innings. No score in it between East Coast Bays and Hibiscus Coast as we complete the bottom of the second innings. We'll be back with more action here live from Pure Athletics Stadium in just a short moment for the top of the third. Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Pure Athletics Sports Stadium here on opening evening of the North Harbour Junior Softball Competition. In this case, it's the U17 19 grade. East Coast Bays taking on Hibiscus Coast. In the top of the third innings, no score in the game so far. Pitcher's duel, to be fair, between Rock Crew from East Coast Bays and Noah Stevens Togo on loan from Counties, Northcote, playing this season for Hibiscus Coast. You see the East Coast Bays dugout there. Took that bit of rebranding. You see their new logo, the Bays, East Coast Bays. Big ball and bays on it. It's really paid dividends for them. Picked up Club of the Year last year. It was fantastic to see. Of course, North Harbour Association of the Year hosting the World Cup. It was really good. Good season, and they're looking to push on. So fantastic to see. 20-something odd teams. As East Coast Bays this year haven't had the final number yet, but isn't that a great achievement in themselves? So congratulations on both Hibiscus Coast and East Coast Bays. Hard hit ball. First hit of the ball game, I believe, and that'll go to Jesse Harris. Harris now going for two, and he will scamper in there. Harris, the centre fielder. Long time North Harbour representative as well through all the different grades.
Yeah, on the guy at second base. The runner.
That'll bring up the bat now. Third baseman, Leo. I'm going to have a go at his last name. Ofakini Lafu. Ofakini Lafu. Apologies if I've got that a little bit wrong. You have to spend some time with your family and get the right pronunciation of it for sure. This one inside. So Leo.
When the camera's on your shot, but when I cut to you, don't move the camera.
Settles in.
Something else.
Stevens Togo. Real attacking pitcher. And they look to push bunt here. Would have worked a charm too. Middle infield for HBC, who were on the move on that setup. Goes foul though. 1-1 the count now.
And I'll probably, when it comes to you for like on the hit, I'll come to you, but move smoothly. We need to. But if I ask like for the close up on the runner at 2, then like stay on that, hold it for like cut 2.
Reset now. Rise ball up top and off and running to third base. He'll scamper around the outside edge. Does Harris, now just 60 feet away from the first run in this ball game.
Yeah, one, cut one. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, 2, cut 2.
So 2 balls, 1 strike to count here. No outs. Harris was the leadoff batter this innings. And 1 down the tram lane from Stevens Togo. So the first bit of pressure on Stevens Togo here this evening. The addition of Martin behind the dish, and of course Stevens Togo on the hill. Great boost for HBC. Really spur these young athletes around them on, and the rise ball just too tempting for Leo there as he'll go down for the first out. Jack Baker now, shortstop. He'll be followed by Rourke Crew. So kind of the meat of their order here for East Coast Base. Jack Baker, a great squad member for the Junior Black Sox the last couple of years. Looks to put the ball down. So I'm going to play the ball small here against Stevens Togo, knowing that I guess runs are going to come at a premium. Settles back in now. HBC playing regulation depth in all positions, even with 1 out here. Change of pace, and that just gets the top of the zone. So 2 strikes to count now on Baker. Lots of grass in the outfield here at Rosedale Park, Freeman Field. Find a bit of that, be real good for East Coast Base. This one's in, and it'll pop up though. And we'll go out of play. You can probably hear that on the roof, can't you? So Baker settles back in, still 0-2 the count. Togo with plenty of room and count to play with. Inside, kept in front nicely by the catcher, Martin. They've still got a runner only 60 feet away at third base here, and Harris base running. This one just misses inside. A good battle here ensuing. Thank you for tuning in. Great to have you along for an opening evening here. Fantastic to be at the ballpark. And, whoa, that just misses the zone. That had to be close, that's for sure. So full count now. I'm just going to change the ball over. First real pressure here for Noah Stevens-Togo. Challenging Baker at this point so far. Drop ball's good, falls it off the table and picks the second out here in the innings. Well, I hand the duties over to the opposing pitcher, Raw Crew, to help himself out here. Jesse Harris led off with a single, then went to second on a throw. So you see their dugout there. They'll be wanting this run to come in. Harris then steals third. He's stranded there right now. Raw Crew now stands in the batter's box. First pitch is a rise ball to him outside the zone. After Crew is Corbin McKinlay. This one's up top. Pick-off attempt, he's back in time. Lovely evening here locally. Don't think we're going to get any rain. Well, that's what the chopper's kind of banked on, so it didn't put any raincoats over the cameras. As this one comes through the inside edge of the zone. 13 degrees here locally. Was a high of 17 today. Just going to be cloudy the rest of the way to this evening. Then tomorrow, Saturday, looks like we're going to have a fine day as well. Going to be overcast, high of 16. We'll be broadcasting tomorrow here. Kick it off first thing in the morning, 9 a.m. will be the under 15 grade, Northcote. This one pops up, shallow centre field, one-handed catch by Bailey Galandis. He gets it done, no, it sticks, and so does the top of the third innings. No score in it. It is Harris gets the first hit for East Coast Bays, stranded at third base. We'll be back with the bottom of the third and more action here live from Pure Athletic Sports Stadium when we come back in just a moment.
What's he up to now?
Probably working on his career.
Oh. Beep, beep. What are you up to, Matai?
Reversing.
Have you got your ticket?
Yep. I start a new job driving a forklift on Monday.
I thought you worked in an office.
Don't limit yourself, Brian. It's never too late to make smarter choices. How's Karen?
Take control of your career with Trade Staff.
Well, they say come to the ballpark, have a good time. Bring your dogs with you. Why not? And why wouldn't you on a lovely evening? You got a chance to come on out to the ballpark and see the under-17s, under-19s boys competition here for North Harbour Softball Association. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper. Great to have you along for a bottom of the third innings here. Nice tight one between East Coast Bays Gladiators out on the field there against Hibiscus Coast Ravens. Ravens boosted this year, a pitcher-catcher combination from out of counties, Monaco, and Noah Stevens-Togo and Presley Martin. East Coast Bays, born and bred players, of course. They've got the sure-handed services of Rock Crew on the hill, with Finn Ridley behind the dish and their shortstop Jack Baker, Jesse Harris at centre. So the spine of East Coast Bays is very, very, very strong. Bottom of the third innings here. And an opportunity now for Cameron Lang, third baseman, to have his first at-bat of the competition. And I'm just going to double check that. I've got a different shirt number. We may have had a substitution. I didn't get him on the list, unfortunately. This one just fouls off a little bit late. We mentioned the North Harbour Softball Association getting underway here in their adult and junior grades. Their premier grades and Prem Reserve grades have actually been playing for about 4 or 5 weeks already. Got a nice early jump to the season. That's been quite a festival of softball, actually. Those games for the Prems and Prem Reserves kick off at 2:30, 4:30 most Saturdays for both men and women here at North Harbour. And we'll be streaming those for you tomorrow. We're looking forward to that one. Games playing this evening. So it's a six-team competition in the U17-19 boys grade. Of course, the team out front, the game out front here between the East Coast Bays Gladiators and Hibiscus Coast. Inside out swing, and it's a beauty. Hibiscus Coast get one of their first base runners of the day as well. A little something cooking in the bottom of the third innings for HBC Ravens. Over on Diamond 4 this evening, the Roosters Sluggers taking on the Northcote Giants. And on Diamond 5 is the East Coast Bays Rebels taking on the Northcote Yankees. And I think normally with East Coast Bays, I'll have an older team and a younger team. So I'm guessing the Rebels are slightly younger than the squad we see out there in front of us right now for East Coast Bays. So 16 competition here at North Harbour on a Friday evening for the under 17s and 19s boys, a joint competition. Of course, the other competition running on a Friday night is the under 15, 17 girls. And they get on the way this evening, and the two East Coast Bays teams, the Angels and the... Oh, tucking off for second base, and he's good! Nicky Roxborough with an opportunity now with a runner in scoring position. So the two under 15 East Coast Bay teams are playing each other on Diamond 10 at the moment, and the Bandits are taking on the Roosters. They're on Diamond 2, level off field just behind us. So plenty of action happening down at Rosedale Park here this evening on opening Friday of the competition. And of course it all kicks off again tomorrow. Really looking forward to what we've got to come. They obviously have all the grades from under 5s, under 7s, under 9s. Those are all T-ball competitions. Under 11s, the first pitching grade. Then through to under 13s, rookie socks, the pitching grade there. Under 15s as well. Boys and girls, I believe, the under 15 grade this year. The 15, of course, the 15s are on tonight for the girls. And then, as what we see tonight, the 17s and 19s, then move over to the adults grades. I've got 3 divisions within the adults grades, Division 1, 2 and 3. And then they have the Prem Reserves and Premier competition. So a healthy slew of competition down at Rosedale. One team for everyone, really. If you want to come have a game of softball or play this great game, just look up the North Harbour Softball .org.nz for a link to all the clubs. I'm just going to double check. It's harboursoftball.co.nz, harboursoftball.co.nz, and that will give you a link to all of the different clubs. A club that's in your vicinity. Most of the clubs train here at Rosedale Park. I know Northcote's got some of their juniors training down by the bridge at Hato Petra. But in general, they train, and all games are played at Rosedale Park. So if you've got multiple kids, like Chopper does, you don't have to drive between parks. You can just walk, stroll, enjoy the day between diamonds. It's a real good atmosphere. HBC still with an opportunity here in the bottom of the first innings. So go back to the top of the shop here. Morgan Brown, second baseman. Rock Crew, first bit of pressure really on him in the match. Both offences are starting to take a little bit of shape. The match will be streaming tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. The under 15 boys competition. It'll be Falcons versus Northcote. We see Crew pick up the second out here via strikes. I'm going to bring up Bailey Galandis. Made a fine catch at Centrefield, albeit with one hand. He'll get an opportunity now. After the 9 a.m. game, we'll take a break and we'll come back at 12:30 tomorrow for the Prem Reserve. And that'll see Falcons taking on Hibiscus Coast. And then the 2:30, 4:30 Premier Men's matches. Be Northcote, East Coast Bays in the first one at 2:30. 4:30 will be HBC and Northcote. So really looking forward to those, and that'll be 2 different Northcote teams. Northcote have got 2 in there, gold and maroon in the Premier competition, as does Roosters, red and black teams. Inside out swing. We've checked the runner. Does Leo the throw, though? Just a little low. Hibiscus Coast looking to score. And they do. And just like that, on the blink of an eye, in the bottom of the innings here, Hibiscus Coast come up good. They lead the ball game 1-1. Bailey Galandis grounding out to the third baseman. Just couldn't quite get his throw over in time. Or on target, I should say. Samuel Cutter now, left fielder. First pitch of him is inside.
You don't have to go home, follow the other runner. There's already a camera on him, so follow the runner.
Drop ball on the outside edge. Been a real pitcher's duel so far, so HBC getting to crack the scoreboard as such. Back in time is Galandis on the pickoff attempt. Of course, if you want to join the broadcast crew here at Ballpark Broadcasting in North Harbour Stadium, just got a message the page or flick Chopper a message and we'll get you on the crew, whether it be a commentator, ground announcer, as we see a strikeout here to complete the innings. But if not before, Galandis puts a bit of pressure on the defensive third baseman for East Coast Bays, and it is Hibiscus Coast. That strike first here. They lead the ball game 1-0. Top of the fourth coming up next.
Hi, I'm Les Kendall, CEO of Temper Zone. Innovation is at our core to produce ever more relevant technology, pushing the bounds of currently available solutions. Temper Zone has embarked on our own decarbonising and sustainability journey, reducing our impact on the environment and the way we operate at all levels, and transitioning into a more sustainable and efficient organisation. Our products and services can assist others to make the transition and act as enabling technology to transition to zero carbon, pushing the bounds of currently available solutions and technologies that are safe and sustainable from the manufacture, installation, maintenance through to whole-of-life considerations in the circular economy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the top of the fourth innings. Got a good one here between Hibiscus Coast and East Coast Bays in the opening evening of the North Harbour Softball Association U17 boys competition. Hibiscus Coast just struck for their first run in the bottom of the third innings. East Coast Bays will look to answer right back here in the top of the fourth innings. Hour 45 competition. Game kicked off at 6 o'clock, so still got 50 minutes of play and a hard hit ball. Unfortunately, though, right to the right fielder. Boy, he'll be happy with that connection, the youngster there.
2 cut 2.
Right field for Hibiscus Coast is Finley Booth.
5 cut 5.
Fine catch. And that'll bring up to bat now Finn Ridley.
2 cut 2.
The catcher for Hibiscus, for East Coast Base. You see the timing mechanism with his front foot, don't you? Bunter's down and it's a goodie. Hibiscus, we noticed in the last innings when they had a runner at third base, they tried to bunt there on their first pitch after he got the third. It was Jesse Harris at third base. They have identified that if they're going to get some runs here, they're going to have to go short ball against the strike pitching of Noah Stevens-Togo. So, run at first base, one away here.
2 cut 2.
Cayenne Sellers, left fielder for East Coast Base, steps in. Ridley, the catcher, running at first. And off to the races goes Ridley. Apologies for the laugh, but he kind of had one of those ones like an aeroplane bounding into Rarotonga as it bounces on the tarmac there. The catcher, Ridley, going into second base. But he did manage to land in paradise, so he'll be happy with whatever the landing is that he gets going. Just the one away here. Chasing that rise ball. He's got a good one, does Noah Stevens. Sellers just got to try and find and protect his zone here. A single up the middle with the pace of Ridley at second base could tie this baby up at the top of the fourth innings. Drop ball. There goes Ridley to third base anyway. So he's only 60 feet away now, albeit with 2 outs. And we hand it over to their slugger now, first baseman. As we see Sellers go back to the dugout. Elliot Wright. Big young man. Plenty of power in the bat when he makes connection, that's for sure. Shapes bunt. Pulls back, 2 down here. Pick off the 3. He's back in time. Got 6 cameras in operation for you here this evening. And a cool little crew working them this evening. We've got a man camera up on the lift at first base. Camera behind home plate. One at centre field, which you're on right now, as you can see that shot from the picture. We've got another high shot up by the booth. Want to show the whole field. Then 1 in each dugout. 6 cameras. Hope you're enjoying the production here this evening. It's our pleasure to bring it to you, of course, on Ballpark Broadcasting, but on behalf of the North Harbour Softball Association. Just on that, in the top right-hand corner, you can see the Softball New Zealand logo. I want to just take a moment here to thank someone very special in that organisation. Exiting CEO Tony Giles, for being in the job for 10 years at Softball New Zealand. And tomorrow marks his last day of work. And been a fantastic, and I have a lot of respect for all the CEOs that Softball New Zealand had. And they've all been good to certain degrees. Hayden Smith was really good back in the tenure in 2004-ish. But I got to tell you, no one's touched the likes of Tony Giles. Arguably the best CEO Softball New Zealand has ever had. That's for sure. Amazing man, hard working, great contributor. You talk about fine sponsorship. Never seen anyone like it. Doesn't. Tireless worker. Answering 10 emails on 3 phone calls while setting up 4 things out on the field and 8 meetings at once. That's the type of man Tony Giles was. So thank you, Tony, for your service to our great game of softball here in New Zealand. Of course, internationally, relationships that you had forged on our behalf as well. Hope you enjoy the vacation to Fiji with the family, reset a little, and of course new position at the Wellington Rugby Union as their new CEO. Thank you, Tony Giles, for your time at Softball New Zealand. Well, Elliott continues his battle here. Real good quality at bat here, full counts. Ridley only 60 feet away at third base from tying this ball game up. Payoff pitch. Drop ball, inside outside. Will it drop? It's got a chance, and it does. And East Coast Bays have done it. East Coast Bays have done it. They've locked it up at 1 run apiece here at the top of the fourth innings. Elliott, right, the first baseman for East Coast Bays, just fought off a number of foul balls until he could get one he could handle and dispatches that to right field. A bit of a Texas leaguer for sure. Doesn't matter how they come. He drives in their first run and locks this baby up in the top of the fourth inning. Good game here between HBC, Hibiscus Coast, and East Coast Bays, ECB. Bunt attempt goes foul. So Cameron Lang, it's like he's come in as a substitution. I think he's come in for Daniel Kruger here. Kruger was a right fielder, so we'll see if Lang stays in the game and goes to right field. All high. Elliott not going anywhere. Elliott right, down at first base.
If it bounces, like if it's inside the ball past the bases, and then bounces out, then it's still in.
Off and running on the pitch, and he is DOA. Dead on arrival. A strong throw from Presley Martin down to second base will erase right on the base pass for East Coast Bays, but not before right drives in a run. And we're all locked up, baby, as we go to the bottom of the fourth innings here between East Coast Bays and Hibiscus Coast. Well, she's heading up here in the opening evening of the North Harbour Softball Association Under 17-19 boys competition. East Coast Bays taking on Hibiscus Coast here. Bottom of the fourth innings. We're all locked up at 1 run apiece. It's a pitcher's duel between Rock Crew from East Coast Bays and Noah Stevens Togo from Hibiscus Coast. Talking about Togo, he'll lead off here on the bottom of the fourth innings, followed by his catcher Presley Martin. Finley Booth will be hitting on the 3 spot here for HBC. Big swing, rise ball good from Crew. This one just missing the top of the zone. All level now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one down and inside. And pitch just misses on the outside edge. So Stevens Togo draws a walk to lead off here in the bottom of the 4th innings here. East Coast Bays have just scored their first run in the top of the 4th. They won't want to give another run up here in the bottom. Presley Martin. Push bunt. Could be a double play. Right. He's been good. He's a right man for the job. That's for sure. Elliot Wright drives in a run in the top of the 4th innings. A diving catch and a dive back to the base. It's a double play. Elliot Wright having himself an exceptional ball game. The first baseman. Outstanding. That's what it is, isn't it? In these grades, U17 19s competition, it's an opportunity to shine. And number 35 there, Elliot Wright, it's really shining here this evening. Finley Booth now, right fielder for Hibiscus Coast. He steps in to go to work. Run down Main Street, Crew with a bit more confidence again here. Started aggressive to get underway in this ball game, did Crew. One ball and 2 strikes. Crew ready now. Sweeping swing. Risel's got some sweep and punch to it. We'll sit him down. So a double play and a strikeout will do HBC in the bottom of the 4th innings. That'll lead us into the top of the 5th. We're all tied up. And this one, a real good one. Plenty of game time left too as well. 32 minutes on the shot clock. We'll be back with more action. And the top of the 5th innings, locked up, 1 run apiece.
What's he up to now?
Probably working on his career.
Oh. What are you up to, Matai?
Reversing.
Have you got your ticket?
Yep. I start a new job driving a forklift on Monday.
I thought you worked in an office.
Don't limit yourself, Brian. It's never too late to make smarter choices. How's Karen?
Take control of your career with Trade Staff.
All right, opening evening here, the competition of the 2023-24 competition for North Harbour softball's been a beauty under lights here at Rosedale Ballpark. Fantastic to have you along for it this evening. Under 17-19 boys division competition. We've got a real tight one too, real tight one to kick us off for the season. East Coast Bays Gladiators taking on the Hibiscus Coast Ravens. HBC in the blue. East Coast Bays in the green as you see them in their dugout there. Real tight one. 1 run apiece. First run in the ball game came in the bottom of the 3rd innings. That was HBC converting an opportunity. One of their tailwind batsmen getting on. And then at the top of the 4th innings, it was a tail order for East Coast Bays. They got the job done too as well. Tail order gets on bag. And And then Elliott right, little Texas Leaguer to right field, drives that runner in. He's pretty happy. It was Finn Ridley who was doing the running, actually. Real good job. Stole second base, did Finn Ridley. Something in his boots this evening. I'll tell you what, it's opening evening. Something in my boots too. Great to have you along for it. Thank you so much for tuning in as we get underway here in the top of the 5th innings. First pitch swinging for East Coast Bays. I think we got there's a young man who came in, maybe off the bench. Haven't quite got his number properly, apologies. Number 86. Oh, he's back in, Daniel Kruger. So I thought he'd come out. Cameron Lang was coming in for a bit, but Daniel Kruger is back on out there. Yeah, this one through the top of the zone, just drills it in. Locked up here on top of the 5th innings. What a way to kick off the season, right? I know. Fantastic. Tell you what, if you're in the region, come on down on a Friday night. The bar is open. The cafe is open, and I can just tell you, I've had my first Rosedale burger of the season. It's just as good as it always was. Outstanding as we see young Kruger go down on strikes here on the top of the 5th innings. Top of the shop, Jesse Harris. He was good last at bat. Drove one to right field. To left field. One of the first hits of the ball game for East Coast Bays. Of course, against the pick-up pitcher-catcher duo here from out of Counties Monaco. Noah Stevens-Togo on the hill. And Presley Martin behind the dish. He pumps this one right in on the inside edge of the zone. I mentioned our 45 competition here at North Harbour on the top of the 5th innings. We've still got 32 minutes to go on the clock. So plenty of opportunity here for these young men to ply their way, trying to break this deadlock. Top of the order here, of course, for East Coast Bays. They'll be looking to get something done. Harris, Leo, Baker, Crew, McKinley. Top 5 batters. And can't quite get the bat on the ball here or throw it down in time. And he'll be the first out here in the 5th innings. As I mentioned, with the new battery pairing coming to Hibiscus Coast this year, makes them so much better. These young men, you see the first baseman there, number 29 for Hibiscus Coast on shot, Ariki Roxburgh. He's going to be fizzing at the opportunity to be competitive in their games. And 2 away here, of course. Competitive in their games and an opportunity to really have a go this season. So good for the sport. And good on the Martin and Stevens Togo whānau and putting in the effort to give these boys some more competition on a Friday night. Leo, third baseman of Kini Lafu, was my best rendition of his last name. I'm going to pick out his mum or dad when I see them and have a chat. This young kid's been around for a little while now, and I think he's going to be around for a long time. Powerful young man, and you can see he's got softball flowing through his veins, doesn't he? Little check swing on the rise ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's quite funny just watching the mannerisms of Presley Martin, the catcher there. Like, ask the question, but then has a smile on his face, and he understands it's a two-way street working with, in this case, a dad umpire, but a very experienced dad too, might I add. Inside out swing. Comes off the glove, a regather, and it's good. HBC get some work going on between Roxburgh and Morgan Brown, the second baseman, to take care of the last out here on the top of the 5th innings. Moving quickly through this one, that's the way junior softball should be, shouldn't it? Bottom of the 5th, coming up next, and we come back. Tight one. HBC, East Coast Bays, 1 run apiece. Well, opening evening here between HBC and Hibiscus Coast in the North Harbour under 17-19 boys competition. It's fantastic to have you along for it, as I'll just turn that music down a little bit. My apologies. As I'm getting told off by the producer here. Great to have you along. North Harbour's competition, opening day of competition. And we've got ourselves a good one here. Pitchers duel between Rock Crew from East Coast Bays and the new pitcher from Hibiscus Coast. And that is Noah Stevens Togo. Just the one each at this point as we head to the bottom of the 5th innings. Got a good one going indeed. HBC will be looking to try and grab the lead here in the bottom of the innings. They'll lead their innings off with Zane Martin, Cameron Lang and Ardiki Roxburgh. Well, I tell you what, Ardiki Roxburgh has been outstanding today for Hibiscus Coast, picking up the hit to right field there. And it's going to be the theme of this match. The tail is wagged nicely for both teams. It's the top of the order now that's got to drive them in, doesn't it? We'll find out if they can do that here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still plenty of time on the clock. 25 minutes to go. So we get through the 6th innings, maybe even into the 7th. If they start an innings, they'll complete it. Seven innings of junior softball. How good would that be? Rise ball's good as it comes through the top above the bat. Number 40, he was really good. He scored last time up, and I haven't got a 40 on my team sheet, unfortunately. Off and running on the pitch. And he will swipe second base, in this case with these to Zane Martin. So it was Ardiki Roxburgh that will be coming up next batter after the strikeout there, which I think it was Cameron Lang, but I don't have the exact shirt number for that gentleman, number 40. So he does go down. Scored last time. This is Ardiki Roxburgh now. He will come in. So boys, plenty of communication in the dugout. Roxburgh watches the rise ball go above the zone. Zane Martin down at second base, running for Hibiscus Coast, looks sprightly. Trying to will his way to third base. Only one away here Top of the shop will come up next, and Morgan Brown for HBC. Just missing on the outer edge. So hitters count here for Roxburgh. 2 balls to count. This one will foul off on the left side. Steps back in to go to work here. Good little battle out of these taller little batters for HBC, that's for sure. This one pumps through the top of the zone though. Levels a count, but there again down at second base running Martin. Trying to pose a little thorn on the side of Finn Ridley, the catcher for East Coast Base. This one's outside the first delivery after that little contest. Halfway through now though. 2 balls and 2 strike. Pick off to second base. He's back in time. Looking for the lead here. Fouls this one off wide. Steps in to go back to work. Full count. And this one comes inside, but on the swing. And they'll go hit by a pitch. And that's because it doesn't hit him in the hands, it hits him in the body, more portion of the body, and so he will be given a first base. It allows him to come out here, so 2 runners on. Just asking that question, was he in the motion of swinging? He was in the motion of swinging, but it wasn't part of his arms that was hit by pitch. Same if you're hitting the head as you're swinging. Doesn't negate the fact you're hit by pitch, does it? So, rightly given first base here. 1 away. Top of the shop, Morgan Brown. HBC looking for the lead here late in this match. And time called. Really understanding this is a big moment in the game here. We need to make sure they've got everything on the right track here. They're also making sure that their signals are just theirs alone with the runner at second base and Zane Martin. Game just slowing down a little. Been racing through this one. Bottom of the 5th innings. Pick off down at second base. Back in time. And it looks like Martin may have just kind of hurt a little. Yeah, it does look a little ginger. He's going to be okay though. A little tight. Back at it now. Morgan Brown continues in the batter's box here for Hibiscus Coast. Next pitch is down low but below the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Crew, bit of pressure on him now. He replies with a drop ball right down Main Street. Pick off the 3 to keep the runner staying at second and Martin. And Brown goes down. And it was Bailey Galandis who had the ground out to third base that with the errant throw over to first that allowed the first run to come in for Hibiscus Coast. So he would love to be the batter that's responsible for another run to come in here. 2 down though. Ground ball. Developing play for Baker. The throw, is it in time? No, it's not. And they will score. And Baker just holds back on the ground ball, doesn't come forward to it. And it proves too costly. Can't get the throw over in time. HBC grab the lead here. 2 runs to 1. At the bottom of the 5th innings. The runner was going in front of him. Just allowed that runner to go past and allowed the ball to play him. Just delayed the moments for him to be able to pick up the ball and then, of course, the transfer and throw it over. He's a strong arm, does Baker. If he could have played that ball again, I think he would have tried to come forward a bit further. And Crew, as always happens, on 3 straight pitches, sits down the next batter, nullifies the threat, but not before. It's Hibiscus Coast, and it's Galandis again, who's at bat. Run comes in, he gets the first base, first time in era. This time he just beats out a defensive play. HBC leading, going to the top of the 6th innings, 2 runs to 1. More action to come here, live from Pure Athletics Sports Stadium at the North Harbour Softball Association. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got ourselves a beauty here between Hibiscus Coast and East Coast Bays. The scoring up in the bottom of the 3rd innings with Galandis up the bat and a run comes in. Then in the top of the 4th, East Coast Bays, they reply off the bat of Elliot Wright. Then it's Galandis again in the bottom of the 5th innings, gives them the lead. They lead the ball game right now, 2 runs to 1. And what's proved to be a real tight one here on the opening night between the under 17-19 boys competition kick starting here for North Harbour Softball Association. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper. Great to have you along for it. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you may be. Our complete privilege to have you along here this evening's broadcast, and we'll be doing as many as we can through the season. Of course, tomorrow there'll be plenty of them, a slew of games. Under 15s at 9 a.m. That's Falcons and Northcote. And then there is the Prem Reserve at 12:30. We'll be broadcasting tomorrow. That game is between Falcons and HBC, the Reserve men's. 2:30 and 4:30 the Premier men's. It'll be Northcote taking on East Coast Bays. I believe that's the maroon Northcote team, and then Hibiscus Coast taking on Northcote. That'll be the gold one at 4:30 p.m. So really looking forward to some good softball tomorrow. Bring that to you. Thank you for tuning in. Great to have you along as always. Our complete privilege to have you involved with softball here in New Zealand. Noah Stevens-Togo continues to work here for HBC and takes care of one of the best hitters in East Coast Bays, and a very nasty rise ball. It just kind of kicks out of the zone. from get Jack Baker and sit him down. Rock Crew now the pitcher. They'll step in to go to work. The Crew, of course, pitcher of credit here for this evening's going the whole way for East Coast Bays. Only trailing by one. It's an opportunity for him to try and rectify things, if you like. Looks like some of the other games may have completed already. See if we can get some of the results for you from some of the outer diamonds. This one just coming inside. Matches on those outer diamonds for the under 19's grade. It was Bandits and Roosters and the girls, and East Coast Bays, two teams playing each other in the under 17's girls division out there. But Roosters are taking on the Giants from Northcote, Diamond 4, and East Coast Bays Rebels are taking on the Yankees in Diamond 5. So I did see a player walking back. Maybe one of those games was a little one-sided if it's finished already. And just looking over there, it looks like Roosters are still playing the Giants, so it must have been the Yankees and Rebels. And I think Rebels might be the younger team for East Coast Bays, so the Yankees maybe getting the wood from Northcote in that one. We'll lead off walk here. Should I say a walk to Rock Crew, obviously with one out. Corbin McKinlay, second baseman. Shirt number 7. My score sheet here was shirt number 1, so but Chopper's got funny handwriting, so it probably is 7, right? That's what I'm thinking anyway. Lovely evening here. Inside outswing, Togo will get at least one. No, it comes out of the glove. And then the tap, he might score it. Coming in is Crew, and he will. And just like that, and a bit of fortune and the blink of an eye, a drop at first, a tag that kicks it out of the glove. And that's enough invite for Crew to go coast to coast from first base all the way around the diamond to lock this baby up. 2 runs apiece. Talk about a pitcher helping himself out. Finn Ridley, real good in his last at-bat. Catcher for East Coast Bay. Steps in to go to work now. It's a 1 away here. Top of the 6th innings. Inside out, so this is trouble. Oh, great catch. A fantastic catch out in the deep there for Hibiscus Coast from Finley Booth. That thing was destined to go over his head into the corner, and that could have been 2 runs. Booth, sure-handed, got underneath it and made the catch. 2 away now. Cayenne Salas.
Nah, that's good. One come on.
And off and running to the races. He gets 2. He'll go to 3 as well. Well, there's something cooking in the kitchen here. Corbin McKinlay. And it was him going to first base. It's destined to be out. The ball bobbles out of the first baseman's glove. Regathers, tags Finlay. McKinlay. The ball comes out of the glove and the run scores with Crew to lock it up. Now he's only 60 feet away from actually getting the lead here for Hibiscus Coast in the top of the 6th innings. Roseball's good. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 2 away here. Stevens Togo leans back. Bunt, but it'll go foul down the line. We've seen one successful bunt down from East Coast Bays this evening. It was Finn Ridley. He actually bunted for a safe hit. And Stevens Togo will take care of business and pick up the strikeout. But it's not before the damage is done on some luck and some charm from Corbin McKinley. Allows Rock Crew to scamper around the bases and grab the lead here. They tie it up and then they grab the lead in the top of the 6th innings. It ties it up, apologies. 2 runs apiece, right, as we will go to getting ahead of myself here. Bottom of the 6th innings. HBC, let's see what they've got to answer with. And we come back here, and a real nail-biter here on opening evening of the North Harbour under 17-19s boys competition.
Hi, I'm Les Kendall, CEO of Temper Zone. Innovation is at our core to produce ever more relevant technology, pushing the bounds of currently available solutions. Temper Zone has embarked on our own decarbonising and sustainability journey, reducing our impact on the environment and the way we operate at all levels, and transitioning into a more sustainable and efficient organisation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Pure Athletic Sports Stadium on a fantastic evening here between Hibiscus Coast and HBC. Bottom of the 4th innings here, a real hot tussle between these two teams as we get underway again. 2 runs apiece. Stevens Togo, first pitch. This could be an into Parker. Rounds first base. Skids a little, second base now. Coming to 3. He's got plenty of time to come home. Now he's turned the corner. It's an in the park home run from Stevens Togo as he rounds the bases to get the job done here and grab the lead for Hibiscus Coast in the bottom of the 6th innings. Just when you needed someone to do something, Noah Stevens Togo just leaned back, said, I'll do it, and rips one down the right field line. They lead 3 runs to 2 now. Got to bring up his catcher, Presley Martin. I'll tell you what, this game's had a bit of everything this evening. It's been a real good one. A real good one. And Baker won't make a mistake with this one as he'll get the ball early. Throws it over in time to Race Martin. Plenty of time here. Well, kind of. 7 minutes left in the ball game. And I'm not the official scorekeeper. Now 45 are the matches. All they need is 2 more outs and they'll go to a 7th innings. First pitch is just above the zone to... Looks like we may have... Just going to check. No, Finley Booth. Yep, same kid. Right fielder. Made a great catch at right field earlier. Remember? This one's down and inside. 3 straight balls from Crew. As I mentioned. Oops. Six minutes to go here. 3-1 the count now. So a walk issued to Booth down to first base with one away here in the bottom of the 6th innings. Brings up to bat Zane Martin. He was really good last time up. Really impressed with his base running. Inside out swing. This will go foul back over the stadium. Been a good game this evening. Last innings defensively for East Coast Base just slowed the game right down. It was running going at a great rate of knots. Really want to see this game get to the 7th innings. Change of pace is good. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, says Crew as Martin will head back to the dugout. Bring up number 40 now. He's been amongst it all night. Yeah, I've got Cameron Lang hitting in this spot. I don't know if this is Cameron. Wherever it is, he's been good. First time up, round and scored. Second time to strike out. So 3rd trip here now. First pitch is down the pipeline. Plenty of time here, 4 minutes. Just got to get the 3rd out and they will start the 7th innings and complete it. Inside out swing. Currently at the moment, it is HBC leading by 1 run. 3 runs to 2. Fantastic opening this evening, isn't it? Under 17-19 boys division of the North Harbour Softball Association. Brought to you by Game Over. Reality starts here. And of course at Pure Athletic Sports Stadium. Ground ball to third base. The throw, the bounce. Can't quite get it on target. Little tight this evening is Leo from third base. A couple of throws a little short with the mark. Just need to stretch out a little. 2 runners on now. More importantly for HBC, and I'm not the official scorekeeper, there's only 2 to 3 minutes left on the clock. One of the scorers will be the official, keeping the time here this evening. I would say it's the East Coast Bay's scorer, only because of her experience, but it could be the other. First pitch to Areki Roxburgh. I've liked him this evening. I like the way he's looked, the first baseman for HBC. Real little gamer. This one comes right down the main street. Don't want to put the commentator's hooks on him now, eh? No balls, 2 strikes now. Crew trying to get it to a 7th innings. 2 minutes on the clock. It's as tight as that. This one just outside. We got an update from that game that finished early. Northcote Yankees taking on the East Coast Bay's Rebels. 12 runs to 0 in 3 innings. That's why that one was over early. And Crew will take care of business. I think there's still a couple of minutes on the clock, so we will go to a 7th innings. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Opening evening. Bonus action here between HBC and East Coast Bays in this one. Well, wait a minute. We'll wait to see if there is a call, and it looks like maybe there is. Yep, no, that is time. So it must have been time was up. Like I said, we're not the official scorekeeper or timekeeper. And HBC will be very happy with their body of work here today, as they replied every time East Coast Bays piled on a run. And in this time, in the bottom of the 6th inning, proved to be the difference. They run out victors in this one, 3 runs to 2 over East Coast Bays Gladiators, in a good game, good matchup between these two teams. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, all the action coming live from here from Pure Pure Athletics Sports Stadium. Kicking off at 9 a.m. It's the under-15 boys competition. Birkdale Falcons taking on Northcote. One not to be missed. We'll see you all tomorrow. Kia ora koutou katoa. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mā te wā.